Warriors. Are you ready for today's workout? Today we're going to do a yoga chisel class. So this is going to be good for stretching those muscles, improving flexibility, strengthening your core. If there's some movements down on the floor that we do, I'll try to offer you some modifications, but this is great for just overall calmness of that body and just stretching out all those joints. So let's get started. So first I just want to start with a warm-up. So we're just going to march in place. You can bring your arms out in front of you and behind you to get those arms moving too. Making sure you're breathing. We're going to go a little bit further with this. You can try and get your heels up to your butt if you like, but you can just march in place like this or a butt kicker, either way. So now what we want to do, we want to work up those arms, stretch out those arms. So arms overhead, and you're just going to lift them over and then back down. Lift them up and then back down. There you go, just like that. Stretching out those shoulders, those triceps.
Change stations now.
Our first move, you're going to take your right leg. This is our hip abductor leg swing. Hands will go on your hips, and you're going to extend your leg out and then back to the floor. If you need to have a challenge, try not to let your foot touch the floor in between reps, but otherwise, just extend it out to one side and then tap at the bottom. Out and back. This is really good for strengthening those hip muscles.
Change stations now.
All right, so now we're going to do a reverse fly. So you're going to open those arms and legs as straight as you can. If you're not able to get down on the mat, you can stand up and you're going to do a standing mountain climber like this. So just reach up, bring those knees up over your head. So either way is good, on the floor on that balancing
Change
table
stations now.
or like that. So now we want to do a squat. Got bad knees, that's okay. Then just do a little shallower squat. You can always try. Just make sure that bum is going back and out as you squat, okay?
Change stations now.
All right, so now we're gonna put your hands on your hips. You're gonna raise your right knee up. You're then going to extend it out to the side and then point it forward. Out to the side and point it forward. This is your single leg balance with a hip rotation. So it's great for your balance. It's great for opening up those hips. And if you can't keep your foot up at the time, you can keep your toe on the floor, then do your rotation. That is okay.
Change stations now.
So now we want to work on those shoulders. So hands in a fist, you're going to pull down and push over your head. Pull down and push up. Squeeze. Don't just keep those arms loose. They need to be tightened up. You want to tighten up your as you push over your head, pull back down. Push over your head, pull back down. There you go. Maintain that nice, good breathing. Inhale.
Change stations now.
So now we're going to bring it down on the mat into a side plank. So you're going to get down on your right side, on your forearm. Feet are stacked. Raise your left arm up in the air. This is the most advanced version. You need to drop that knee closest to the mat down to the floor. And if anything, if you can't come down to the floor, you can do a against the wall. So lots of options here. So while we're down here, we're going to stay down for a crunch, work those abs. So hands lightly behind those ears. You're going to crunch up and level back. Crunch up, lower back. Exhale as you come up. Inhale as you release. Again, don't pull on your neck. You don't want to hurt that neck. Really targeting those abs. If you can't get on the floor, then you're just going to stand up and you would bend down and reach for those toes. So now we're going to do a Statue of Liberty to the right. So step back with your right leg, like into a curtsy, and then raise your right up as well as that torch in your hand. So curtsy, knee and arm raise. Curtsy, knee and arm raise. If this is too much, just focus on curtsies. That's okay. We can modify it like that. And
Change
then when you get
stations
more
now.
advanced, then you can try adding the knee. So now we're gonna do a leg lunge. So you're gonna take that right leg, step back, feet together, alternate. Left leg, step back, feet together. So you're alternating that leg lunge. Trying to get that knee as close to the mat as you can. Of course, if you've got bad knees, that's okay. Just modify, just shorten it up a little bit. But this is good for strengthening those
Change
quadriceps
stations
and
now.
those hamstrings. Okay? Excellent. We're going to continue this, but now we're going to do a forward leg lunge. So step forward, come to center, step forward, come to center. Because when you go front and back, it works your body differently. There you go. Again, if you need to. If you can't get your knees all the way down to the mat, that's okay.
Change stations now.
All right, so we're gonna do upward salute to start. So bend in those knees as you do that bicep curl. We're strengthening those arms. But you need to squeeze the muscle. You don't want to keep them nice and loose. You gotta keep them nice and strong and tight. Looking good, ladies. Getting a full body workout today. So we're gonna bring it down to the mat into a crescent lunge. So you're gonna take that right leg, step it back. Looking up at the ceiling and just reach and stretch. If you can't take it all the way down the mat, then you'll do the standing crescent lunge like this. But you want to maintain looking up at the ceiling so you're elongating your neck too. So now we're going to do a chest press. So 1 foot forward, hands up like you're grabbing our machine. Power out, back. Power out, pull back. This is strengthening your chest, strengthening your back, all at the same time. It's a little soft bend in that front leg. Core muscles tight, that's what yoga is all about. That strong core. So keep it strong the whole time.
Change stations now.
We're gonna do toe heel rock. Hands on those hips, come up to your toes, rock back to your heels, and repeat. So up to the toes, rock back to the heels. The thing you wanna avoid here, ladies, is when you come up and rock back, you're not sticking the bum out. So keep the pelvis tucked, up on those toes, rock back to your heels. Toes back to your heels. Great calf work
Change
right
stations
here.
now.
So now we're going to work on strengthening those deltoids. Easiest, hands are together. Pull like you have that imaginary bar in front of you, all the way up to that, and then push it back down. Pull and push. Inhale up, exhale as you down. This is a great upper body workout for you girls. Keeping those muscles, stomach muscles engaged. And inhale, exhaling as you push down.
Change stations now.
Now you're going to stand with feet a little wider than hip width. Take a big inhale up. As your hands meet at the top, press those palms together. Try to get your biceps by those ears and just hold. Keeping that core engaged. If you can, look up towards those palms. Maintain that good deep breathing. And just hold it right here, just like this. You got it, ladies.
Change stations now.
All right, so now we're going to strengthen those shoulders a little bit more. Short squat. Pretend you've got those weights or those handles. Push over your head, pull back down. Push and pull back down. You got it. Excellent. Push and pull back down. So again, in that little squat position so we can work some legs too, not just arms. Push and pull.
Change stations now.
All right, so we're going to do a side lunge with a rotation. So take that right foot, take a big step forward, bending that front knee. Arms are out in front of you. Twist to the right and hold. So from the side, it looks like this. That right knee is bent and you're twisting. So you're stretching the core, your obliques, those abdominal muscles, as well as your shoulders. And you should be looking in the direction of your fingertips. Now let's do the other side. So take that left leg, big step forward. Get in that nice deep lunge. Arms are straight out. Twist to your left and hold. This takes some balance too, because that back heel should be lifted. Looks like this. That back knee is close to the floor as you can get it. If you need to hold on to something for balance, that's okay too.
Change stations now.
All right, so now let's work on the back. So this is to hinge forward from the hips, and we're gonna hold this position. Keep those stomach muscles tight. You should be able to draw a line from one side of your fingertips to the other. Soft bend in your knees. And of course, breathe.
Change stations
All right,
now.
now we're down on the floor for ab hold, ab hold. So you're gonna start from your knees, get down to your forearms, and you're gonna pop up. You wanna keep a nice flat back. You should be looking down at the mat on the floor so you don't compromise those neck muscles. From the side, this is what it looks like. If you can't get down on the floor, just do a standing toe
Change
reach
stations now.
where you would stand up, bend over, and touch those toes. So while we're down here, we're gonna do a donkey kick. So start on all fours, take their right leg, kick up and out, kick up and out. So heel should be flexed, shooting it up towards that ceiling. We're doing our right leg right now. Your wrist should be right underneath your shoulders. Looking good, ladies.
Change stations now.
Now do the opposite side. So get that left leg up and out. Now maybe it's too challenging for you to get down to the floor. So what you can do is find a wall, lean against, and do your donkey kick this way. Okay? So there is always a way to modify it. I don't want to hear excuses. You can still engage your glutes either against a wall or down on the floor. Almost there.
Change stations now.
So now we're going to do a standing side stretch. So take that right leg, cross it over your left foot. Arms come up over your head. You're going to reach and bend to the right. And you're just going to hold it just like this. If you can, you're going to use your fingertips. You should feel it right here in that waist, those obliques. Keep those stomach muscles nice and tight. And just keep reaching.
Change stations now.
Now let's switch. So left foot goes over right. Arms up over your head. This time bend and reach to your left. Really stretch. This is great for your core. Those abdominals. You girls are doing great. I'm proud of you for getting off that sofa. Doing a little yoga chisel workout with me today. Keep holding it.
Change stations now.
All right, so now let's work on the left leg for that hip abductor. Hands on your hips, or maybe they're out heart center or out to the side, but you want to swing your leg out and across. Out and across. If you start to use your hands, that's okay. That just helps strengthen your core even more. So if you need to, tap your foot and tap your foot. Otherwise, you can swing it freely in both directions.
Change stations now.
All right, so let's go back to that reverse fly. So hands down, fists. You're going to open those arms up, push them back together. Open them up, push back together. Looking good. So this is strengthening your chest. This is strengthening your back. Those are the rhomboid muscles. Looking good. Maintaining that nice breath. After this, we'll be going down to the floor. We're going to be doing that balancing table. Looking good. Really squeeze. All right, so get down on the mat. You're on all fours. Wrists right underneath your shoulders, knee under your hips. You're going to extend your opposite arm and opposite leg. Okay? Getting them nice and straight. And remember, if you can't get down here with me, go ahead and do this standing mountain climber. And your gaze should be down at the mat so you keep your neck in alignment.
Change stations now.
All right, excellent. So let's do a This time, sumo. Feet are wide apart, toes pointed out. We're gonna squat low and come back up. Squat low, come back up. The lower you can get, the better you're gonna strengthen those quads, those hamstrings, those glutes. But take it at your own level, that's okay. Always gotta start somewhere. And don't forget to breathe.
Change stations now.
All right, so let's work on our left leg for that rotation. Hands are gonna be on your hip, to the side, and then bring the knee pointed forward again. Out to the side, and forward again. This is a great hip opener. Again, if it's too much to keep the knee up at the same time, maybe keep your toe on the floor, and then do your rotation. That's okay, or just see how long you can keep your knee raised.
Change stations
All strengthening your core. All right, so feet hip width apart, hands over your head. You're gonna pull down, push up. Pull down, push up. This is strengthening your shoulders, your neck, the upper part of your back. You guys are doing a great job. We're getting stronger. We're stretching out those muscles. That's gonna help improve that flexibility, increase your range of motion. And then our next one's gonna be down to the mat.
Change stations now.
Into that side plank. So start on your left side this time. Your left forearm, your feet are, and then raise your right arm straight up in the air. So it's right above your shoulder. This is your advanced move. If you need to drop a knee down to the mat, you can do that. That's okay. Otherwise, if you can't get down to the mat at all, you've got your wall here. You're gonna raise your arm and leg up, okay?
Change stations now.
Still getting that waist. So we're gonna make it back down to the mat. For our crunches, this time we're doing alternating crunches. You're gonna take elbow to opposite thigh, elbow to opposite thigh, because we wanna target those obliques. You guys are doing great. Don't forget, while you're down here, you're not holding your breath. You wanna make sure you're breathing.
Change stations now.
All right, so we'll pop back up. Now we're gonna do Statue of Liberty to the left side. So take that left leg, you're gonna step it back and across, and then you're gonna raise that left knee and hold that torch up. Curtsy, knee with that torch. Curtsy, knee with that torch. If you can only do curtsy right now, that's okay. Maybe it's curtsy and then you're doing the knee. And then eventually you'll get
change station
movement. All right, so now what we're gonna do, get a little bit of cardio in here. So we're gonna do some butt kickers, but at a little faster pace, trying to get your heels up to your bum. Always about keeping that heart rate engaged, you're burning calories. It's Friday, although I'm losing track of the days of the week with being at home, but got the weekend upon us. Keep going, and if you need to modify it, a high march. All right, so now we're gonna do head and a toe tap crunch. So you're gonna crunch in the middle, reaching towards that foot. So here's how it looks. And maybe right now you can only touch your shin. That's okay, or maybe you can only do your knee. Just try. Find what works for you.
Change stations now.
No excuses. All right, so feet are hip width apart. We're gonna do an upward salute. Arms reaching to that ceiling. On your exhale, arms go out to the side. Now you're gonna raise your leg and hold it here for the remainder of your 30 seconds. Just hold as long as you can. It's okay. Second. Maybe it's 5 seconds. Challenge yourself. Don't give up, ladies. You got this. You're stronger than you know.
Now move away from your station and find your heart rate.
All right, so we're going to briefly take a check. You want to still keep moving
for a 10-second count.
during this heart rate check.
3, 2, 1, count.
And you just beats you get in 10 seconds. Want to make sure you're still breathing. You're not overexerting, not underexerting. If you need to grab water,
move to the next station and resume exercising.
All righty. So let's get a little bit more. We're going to do our jump rope. So grab those jump ropes, feet together, and you're gonna hop. Jump rope. Again, we wanna keep that heart rate up. That's what burns those calories. Now, if this is a little bit too much for you, that's okay. Maybe you just do a heel tap with that jump rope. That's okay too. Just keep moving. That's the goal. Keep moving. And keep breathing too. Never want to hold your breath.
Change stations now.
All right, excellent. So now what we're going to do is left leg, step out. Arms are straight out in front of you. Twist to your left. We'll start it on the left this time. This is stretching out your waist, your lower back, even strengthen your legs. And remember, you want to feel lifted off that mat. Nice straight back.
Change stations now.
Now we'll do the same thing to the other side. So step out with the right leg. Right knee is bent. Arms are straight out. Stretch and twist to the right. Back low as you can. Challenge yourself. If you can get low, get down there. Just make sure that front knee doesn't pass your toe. And you should be looking the direction of those fingertips. So that way your good gaze is to your right.
Change stations now.
Good. So now you're going to do a crescent lunge from the mat. So take your right foot, step back. You're going to bend that front knee, bring that arm up over your head, and then do a slight bend back, just like this. So you got a nice kind of a curve in that back, just like that. You're doing great.
Stations now.
Now let's do the other side. So take that left leg, step it back, bring that knee to the floor. Arms go up over your head and slightly bend back. If it's too much for you to get down on the mat, pop up and keep your knee off the mat and still do that stretch. Or maybe you don't do as wide of a stance. That's okay too. Just bend a little back and reach for that ceiling.
Change stations now.
You got it. Okay, so we're going to do a standing side stretch. Take that left foot, cross it over your right. Arms go up over your head, bend and reach to your left, and really stretch it. Try to look up at those fingertips. It's about the neck too, not just about the waist. There you go, you got it. Core held nice and strong. You should feel it nice through that rib cage.
Change stations now.
Now let's do the reverse. So take that left foot over your right. Hands come up and bend and reach to your right. There you go. You should feel good stretching that back, your waist, even that neck. Really stretch, ladies. Elongating that spine. You guys look good. Almost.
Stations now.
All right, let's focus on those pectoral muscles and those rhomboids. So feet are hip width apart. A little bit of a squat. Let's work those legs. You're going to push away, pull back. Push away, pull back. Pretend you got nice big weights and they're hard and heavy. Push and pull back. Really strengthening those muscles. So this is your chest and your back. You guys got it? Looking good.
Change stations now.
So now what we're going to do is that good morning. So feet are hip width apart, arms are out to the side, and you're going to bend forward, hinging at that hip, and hold. If you can get a little lower than last time, let's do it. There you go, good. You should feel that in the back of those thighs. You should feel it through your shoulders. Don't forget to stop to keep breathing.
Change stations now.
All right, let's work a little bit on balance. So you're gonna rock up and rock back. Come up and rock back. This is your toe heel rock. You're gonna come up to your toes, rock back to your heels. There you go, yes, that's it. Keeping that stomach nice and strong. Hands on the hips, you should feel it right in those calf muscles. Really good.
Change stations now.
All right, so now what we're gonna do is go back to the mat. We're gonna do a crunch to work those abdominals. Hands behind the ears, you're gonna crunch up, lower down. Crunch up and lower down. There you go. Inhale up, exhale down. Don't pull on those ears, or I'm sorry, don't pull on your neck. And ladies, if you can't, what you're just gonna do is you're gonna bend down, try and reach your toes, and come right back up.
Change stations now.
Touch your toes, come right back up. So now we're gonna do a dip shrug. So you're gonna grab that handlebar like you have one in front of you, pull up, push down. Pull and push down. Good, inhale up, exhale as you come back down. Nice, deep breaths. We're getting close to the end of this workout. You guys are doing wonderful. I'm so proud of you. You could have done anything today, but you chose to do a great yoga. So now feet are hip width apart. You're gonna take a big deep breath in. Palms come right above your head. Try to line up your biceps with your ears and just hold. This is about your spine. So a nice big reach. Inhaling and exhaling. You want to keep those core muscles nice and tight. Great. Awesome job. Keep stretching. All right, let's get more shoulders. So get into that squat position. Hands right at your shoulders. Push over your head and pull back down. Push and pull. You got this. All right, excellent. Push over your head, pull back down. This is strength. Those are your shoulders, your neck, and that upper back. And we've only got a couple more moves, and then we'll start our cool down. All right, so we're going to go back to a lunge, but this time, hands behind our ears. You're going to bend forward and come back. You're going to bend forward and come back. From the side, it looks like this. Making sure that knee stays right over your ankle. Inhale up, exhale as you squeeze.
Now move away from your station and find your
All right,
heart
so
rate.
here's our heart rate check. Grab that water, little final one before we do our stretches for the cool down.
1, count.
Remember, check that heart rate. If you need a towel, grab some water. Just keep moving. Keep that heart rate engaged. Almost there.
Stop. Move to the next exercise.
So hopefully everybody's good. Let's do that other leg, and then we'll start our stretches for the cool down. So take that left leg back. Get into a nice deep lunge. Hands behind those ears. Hinge forward at the hips and come back up. Hinge forward and come back up. And maybe you can't get as deep as this. That's okay. Maybe you're standing like this and you're going to hinge forward this way. Take it at your level. Doesn't matter. I just want you to try, ladies, because you're going to engage your core, your back. You're strengthening those legs. All right. So we've completed yoga chisel. Let's do a couple cool down stretches, and then you'll be completed with your workout for today. So the first one, if you need to hold on to something, grab a chair, a wall. We're going to do a quadricep stretch. So hand can be on your hip, can be out to the side. This is going to help with your balance. But this is stretching out those quadricep muscles. Now the other side. So grab that ankle behind you, hand out to the side, on your hip. Doesn't matter. You can hold on to a chair. It's okay. You're just stretching out the front of those quads. Now let's do your hamstrings. So take a step forward with one leg. Your back knee is bent, and you're going to just hinge forward. If you want an extra stretch, toe, pull it towards you. Looking good. Now let's change legs.
Change stations now.
So again, you can grab that toe. You don't have to. You can stay right here at your knee, but you should feel it right through the back of that thigh and those glute muscles. That looks good. All right, so let's stretch out the inner thighs. So feet are wide apart. You're going to bend down, reach one foot with the opposite arm. Maybe you can touch the mat, maybe you can just touch your shin, or maybe it's just your knee. That's okay. But reach as far as you can go.
Change stations now.
And then I want you to switch and grab the opposite. Again, reaching for the ankle, your shin, your knee, doesn't matter. There you go. All right, so now let's work those shoulders. So you're gonna interlock your fingers, bring them up and over your head. You can look straight ahead, you can look up, but you're stretching out those shoulders, your neck, the upper back.
Change stations now.
Make sure you're still breathing. And then you want to open your arms out to the side, push those arms back. This is stretching out your chest and your pectoral, your rhomboid muscles. Looking good. Now for your, so take one arm behind your back, take that hand, grab that elbow and gently push it down. So this is stretching out those triceps right here. Keeping that stomach nice and strong.
Change stations now.
Now let's do the opposite arm. So grab that elbow, gently push it down and hold. Good. Now we're going to interlock your fingers and you're going to relax your shoulders and then raise your arms up to where you can feel a comfortable stretch. You don't want your elbows or your shoulders up by your ears, but just a nice comfortable stretch. This is for your chest, your back.
Change stations now.
Looking good. All right, our final stretch is for those obliques. We did a lot of oblique work today. So grab one wrist, up over your head, and then bend and reach to one side. So this is stretching all right through here. We worked that muscle a lot today. It's all about core work. We need to strengthen and stretch all those muscles. Now to the other side.
Change stations now.
All right, almost there. All right, so you did it. I'm proud of you. Again, thanks for joining me for Yoga Chisel. Remember, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we're going to do a new curves workout. So stay engaged with our Facebook page. Visit our website, curvesdowntownriverside.com. And now we have a YouTube channel. Yay! It's a Curves California. So we're trying to keep you connected with your workouts through monthly challenges. It's monthly coaching time this week too. So just be off the couch and be active, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.